there's going to be some people that like what we do. There's going to be some people that ask us to come back, some people that won't. If we sing for 2 or 3 or 2 or 3,000, Lord, we're going to sing just for you.
Yeah.
That would be my advice. If God's called you to this, then you go do it. And wherever God leads you, you go do the best that you can. And if you're called by God, you'll be fine. Just do it for Him.
Do it for Him. Do it. Remember the why. Yeah.
Yes, that's a great way to put it, Paul.
One more question I'm going to ask you along these lines, and then we'll kind of wrap things up here a little bit. Is when you said talking about doing it, we have a lot of competition and being the best that we can be. Now, I have been caught in this. Maybe you have too, Johnny. And I know countless other artists get caught in what I call the comparison trap.
Yes.
Comparing ourselves to others and think, oh, why bother? Everybody else does it better than I will. What would you say to that artist?
I would say do it the best that you can. And if you're doing it for the Lord, and if God's called you and you're genuine, there is another aspect to that, Paul, and you know this well, and it's called being genuine.
Yeah.
People do want to hear your story. So, you may not be able to play the guitar like Keith Urban or sing like Jason Aldean, but they still do want to hear your story.
Yes, there you go.
And so, so don't get discouraged. Don't compare yourself to anybody else, gospel group or secular group or otherwise.
Right.
You compare yourself to what God has called you to do. Are you doing that to the best of your ability? If you are, then to God be the glory.
There we go. Well put, Johnny. Well put. I did a video a couple months ago on that, trying to speak to that situation, and you just added a whole bunch more than I could have. That's very good, very good. I'll make some notes from what you said and maybe repeat those every once in a while as we try to encourage. Yeah. All right. So we had a couple minutes left here, Johnny. Why don't we talk quickly about where people can find you online, physically, et cetera, et cetera?
You can find us online at thekendricksmusic.org. We have some music on there and our schedule and pictures and things like that. You can find us on Facebook at The Kendricks. So we would love for folks to come and give us some encouraging comments and check with us and let us know that our songs, they've heard them or they've been blessed by them or things like that. We would love to hear from people.
Yeah. And I notice on your site your music is on iTunes.
It is. Mm-hmm. Spotify, iTunes, most every other outlet.
Great, awesome.
Daywin does some of that, and we have
They do, okay.
A girl in Ocean Springs, Mississippi that helps us with that.
Ah, very good.
So they can find us most any place.
Mm-hmm. I think we got about a minute and a half here left, but I think could you speak quickly to that about not going it alone, about getting the help and getting out there? Is that something that has helped you quite a bit?
It's changed, Paul. When we started singing, you had a CD in your hand, and that was basically the only way that you could get out there. And if you weren't traveling the country, then you didn't radio airplay, you didn't sell music, and things have changed today.
Yeah.
Being on social media, being on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, all of those things is an absolute essential today.
Yes.
But most of these kids out here today, they can do it by themselves.
Yeah.
And so the wonderful thing is just like the Kendricks, a country gospel band tucked away in the corner of Southwest Alabama. Mm-hmm. I have the opportunity to talk to Paul Gibbs in York, Pennsylvania.
Right.
Because of the internet, and our music is getting out there by way of radio and other social media sources.
It is awesome.
So, that is a must today, is that, we have to find somebody that is good in those things. We have a girl named Alicia Estes. She lives in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, and she does all of our social media, our website, CD Baby, all those things. And she is a very essential part of our group.
Yeah, yeah.
Because without her, we would be we'd be tucked away in a corner over here, and nobody would have ever heard of the Kendricks.
Right. Very good. Awesome. Well, Johnny, we've had a great conversation here, and I so much appreciate that. We've learned a lot about you and your music and the band. We've given some advice to the new artist that wants to start out, and I know you've got lots of great things coming up. What's your next stop on the road to make some music for the Lord?
We sing in Tuscaloosa the 1st of September. We don't sing the rest of August. Mm-hmm. And then we have a pretty full schedule the rest of the year. We usually shut down about the middle to end of November, and then we start back up the end of January is what we usually do every year. So we have a pretty busy fall. We try to sing 2 times a month, maybe 3 at the most.
Yeah.
We all do serve in our local churches.
Right.
The Lord's kept us busy. And, Paul, I have really enjoyed sitting down and talking to you, and I hope your listeners out there have enjoyed it.
I'm sure they will, Johnny. I'm sure they will, yeah. Well, any final words that you have for us today?
Well, I just want to thank you for having us on, and I hope your listeners will go check out our music, and I pray that it'll be a blessing to them, and if we can help them in any way, or you, we'd be glad to do that.
Well, thank you so much, Johnny. Thank you. It's been a pleasure having you on here. It's been a blessing to have, and when we share our gifts, Johnny, I know you'll agree with this. I'll leave this. When we share our gifts in obedience to the Lord, people get blessed. Would you agree?
Well, and I've seen this over and over again, and you have too. People who've never met, like you or me, when you talk to a Christian brother, it just ministers to you. And I sure have felt that way talking to you today.
Well, amen.
And I know that your listeners in that region of the country up there are so blessed to have you, and I appreciate your ministry and for playing our music.
Well, thank you very much, Johnny. All right, well, you say hello to the rest of the members of the band. We will be hearing you and your band and your music both on the Just Got Music Hour podcast and also on Notes by Radio when that launches on August 23rd. Johnny, thank you so much for being with us. We'll see you again. We'll talk to you again, I'm sure.
Thanks, Paul. Let's talk again soon.
All right, take care.
God bless.
The greatest music in all creation.
The Just Got Music Hour.
Oh, I'll tell you what a time I had. That was a blessing to me. It really was. And I'm sure it was to you folks as well, as Johnny Kendricks shared with us and gave us some great advice and thoughts from his own experience. And yeah, great time. Thank you again, Johnny, and thank you to the Kendricks for sharing their gifts with us here on the Just Got Music Hour. I'm Paul Gibbs. Got some music from Sweetlife, Ron Druck. Got one of my own that I wrote, actually, coming up here in just a minute. We are going to share Consider This and a poem from Bobby Williams. We're going to try to squeeze that all, I hope, in most of it anyway, into the next 20 minutes or so. Hey, Tanya is watching. Hello to Tanya. Patricia, yeah, great. Betty and Raymond, yeah. Billy, okay, I'm seeing it. Nicole, yes, hi, Nicole. All right. And, Nicole says she likes to listen to this while she's working. Yeah, I do too. Okay. All right. Well, I hope that you folks, whatever you're doing, you're working or you're driving in the car or whatever, you're listening to the live feed here as we do this live either Wednesdays or Thursdays right on Facebook Live, or you're listening to the playback sometime. I hope that you are certainly blessed by it, no matter where you are or what you're doing. Remember that the show is available on iTunes, on Spreaker, on SoundCloud, at our Facebook page. The Just Got Music Hour podcast has a Facebook page. It is available on paulgibbsmusic.com, and it will be available, there'll be a link to it on our new website, additionally on notesbymusic.com. Speaking of that, tomorrow night, August 23rd, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we will be launching Who's we? That's Nate Miller and I. Yeah, we will be launching our new company called Notespire Music. We want you to be there. Please go to the Notespire Music page on Facebook, and yeah, that's 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We want you to be there viewing as we talk about this new company, what God has called us to do. We've got some great giveaways we're going to be doing. Yeah, a couple people are going to be, getting some great stuff and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Nate and I will even sing for you. Yeah. That if I'll tell you what, no, I'm just kidding. I was going to say if enough people watch, we'll sing. No, I'm just kidding. All right, tomorrow night, August 23rd, 7:30 p.m. Eastern on Facebook Live, the Notespire Music page. All right, I got to get to a song here. I want to share this one. I wrote this back in 2007. I think it was, yes, the fall of 2007, after I attended, and some of you will know what this is, a Walk to Emmaus weekend. I went on a men's weekend, men's walk, they call it, Walk to Emmaus. And I'll tell you what, I was touched by grace big time over that weekend. And I wrote this song about it right here.
How do you describe a mountaintop to one who's never been? Or let them know how a fire's glow can replace the chill within? How can I explain the reason for this smile on my face? And how can I tell you about grace? It's a river flowing endlessly from the throne of God to us. It's a gentle rain on a thirsty land. It's a mother's loving touch. And for a weary traveler, it's a quiet resting place. Oh, I've been touched by grace. I looked at my priorities, they all were out of place. So now I give up all control and let Jesus set the pace. I know he'll never let me down, his love won't be erased, for I've been touched by grace. It's a river flowing endlessly from the throne of God to us. It's a gentle rain on a thirsty land. It's a mother's loving touch. And for a weary traveler, it's a quiet resting place. Oh, I've been touched by grace. Together we will share Yes, for this weary traveler, it's a quiet resting place. Oh, I've been touched, I've felt the loving touch